Well, good morning. Welcome back to the channel, folks. It's Thursday, October 16th. Just getting things started in the wood yard this morning. We had a light frost last night. I think it's our third one this year. Second for sure, maybe third frost. We know the time's coming. Farmers are all busy getting beans off, soybeans off the fields right now. Corn's not quite ready. Still a lot of fields in the area that lose a little bit more dry time before the corn comes off, but I would say 90% of the beans are ready. And we haven't had any significant rain lately, so the farmers are all hard at it, morning, noon, and night, taking beans off. We're just getting started here in the wood yard this morning. I'm going to block up some maple and some cherry. Normally I'd be working. For you, those of you that don't know, this is not our business. Well, it's our business, but it's not our full-time business. We own a couple car haulers, and that's my full-time job. And this is one of our two trucks. Our other truck, a very good friend of ours, is lease purchasing from us, and that's working out tremendously, hauling new cars from manufacturer to dealers. Kirsten works at our local ag society. I'm sure we'll do more videos about that in the future, but the firewood is just I don't want to call it a side gig, because it's really not a side gig. It's something that I do want to build into something that might be full-time later on. I know that it's going to have to be supplemented with something else, because there's quite a few months of the year that people don't buy firewood, and it's going to be a long time before I'm to the point where we make enough in 3 or 4 months to warrant not being in the truck. But, so for now, the trucks are our thing. This is a big one. Most of these logs are medium size. Some of them are just about the max for this Coyote NS 4710. But for the most part, it does a really good job getting these things out of here. The grapple that I have, I stumbled on this particular. I knew that Titan Attachments made a grapple, but I never had the opportunity to go look at one, and I stumbled upon this Frostbite grapple on the internet. I don't remember if it was the internet or if it was social media, but I looked it up, and there was a dealer within about 45 minutes of us. So last winter I called. He had one. There's two sizes. This is the little one. There's one that's a little bit bigger. He had this little one in stock, and I contemplated waiting for the bigger one. And when I went and looked at this one, he told me that the bigger one weighed 200 pounds more which isn't a significant amount, but 200 pounds more when you're picking up 1,000 pounds. When you're talking about the capacity of your tractor, 200 pounds is quite a bit. So I decided to get this one, and so far it's worked out really good. It's picked up more than I expected it to. But one of the flaws is, and I don't know if it's my third function or if it's the gripping power of this particular grapple, but you'll probably see in the videos as I go along here, it doesn't grip it really, really tight. So when I'm cutting, the weight of the log wants to roll. It hasn't been anything detrimental, and usually when Garrett's with me helping in the wood yard, I've got him on the tractor and I'm doing the cutting, and he pays attention and he can grip it when it starts to move a little bit. But like I said, it's not an end-all problem. It's just kind of an annoyance more than anything. But it sure beats bending over and cutting them on the ground. That's for sure. This here it's called the Mingo marker. This was another thing that I stumbled upon when I was doing research of different things. There's a bunch of different markers. There's markers that have magnets on them that go on the side of your bar. There's lasers that go on the handle of the saw. This seemed like a neat little, it's just a quick little marker. Puts a spritz of paint every 16 inches. It's got different wheels that you can put on it, and you can change the size from, I think it goes from 12 to 22 inches. But I just want to produce a product that looks nice, and I don't like seeing firewood that's 14 inches and 17 inches and 15 inches and 18 inches, and it burns. It all burns. It's great wood. I don't know. I'm not a perfectionist, but I definitely like to see things symmetrical. So it does a good job. Like I said, it puts a little dab of paint every 16 inches. It's chilly enough this morning, I got the sniffles. extra pieces I just kind of stack up here. When I get a handful of them, I'll cut these into blocks too. It's just our little way of doing things. You know, our channel isn't going to be... I definitely don't want to come across as, hey, this is how you have to do it. I definitely want to show you guys just what we do. You know, what I'm doing right now isn't even what my plan is for the future. These logs aren't the greatest quality. I would say less than half of these logs. This is, you know, this pile is probably half of what it was. But these are not processor grade logs. Less than half of them are. Especially the cherry I got. All the cherry I got in these loads is really wonky. So eventually we would like a processor, and that's going to change how we do everything in the wood yard. You know, like I said, I don't want anybody to feel like we're ever saying, hey, this is how it needs to be done, because obviously that's what works for one person might not work for anybody else, and what works for 10 people might not work for that one person. We're just showing you how our journey is going to be. I just wanted to get a little bit different light on that because it was leaning heavy to one side. Looks like it's still going to be leaning heavy to one side. Go back to what I was saying about full-time jobs. If this ever becomes something where I don't have to be in the truck every single day, that would be great. I don't anticipate it being that, but like I said, I definitely don't want to just call this a side business. It is right now. You know, I think all told, I might have 12 more cord to go this year as far as what I can sell. My oak did not dry nearly. I really thought, as dry as this summer was, that I could have dry oak in 12, 13 months. And it's just not going to happen. I took and checked a couple of pieces, bigger pieces of oak last week, split them open and checked the inside, and I'm still at 26, 27%, and it's been 12 to 13 months, and it's still got its hardest drying left. You know, from everything that I've been seeing and been told, it's easy to get the first 5 to 10% of moisture out of the wood. It's the hardest to get from 25% down below 20%. And I'm just not going to sell wet wood. The last thing that I ever want is to some of our customers to come back and say, oh, your wood boils. Oh, that's just going to be terrible to me. And I don't, you know, I'm trying to build a customer base. I want them to come back. I'm not trying to get 100 customers this year and then 100 different customers next year. You know, we want reliability, and we want our customers to want reliability from us as well. Another great back saver. Log-Rite Hookaroon. I absolutely love this thing. I think we got all 4 sizes. The 24 up to the, what's the long one? I think the long one's, this isn't the long one. The long one's 4 foot, I think, for getting stuff out of the dump trailer. And it's up in there. Absolutely love it. Cannot recommend a Hookaroon enough. Doesn't have to be a Log-Rite. It just happens to be the one that I decided to get. There's probably, who knows, a dozen, maybe more on the internet that you can get. Cannot recommend them to save your back enough. They're great. In fact, I think I've got, you know what? I'd have to look. I think we do have another manufacturer, and I don't remember the name of it now. They're little like 18-inch wooden handle Hookaroons. But before I got this tractor, excuse me, got an RX 7320 cab tractor, but it didn't have a loader on it. Well, it still doesn't have a loader on it. So when we first started cutting logs, we were using a cant hook and rolling those logs off the pile and cutting them, you know, cutting down here all day long and picking up the rounds and moving. Oh my goodness. I just, you know, if you've done it, I don't have to explain it to you. If you don't have a bad back, count your blessings. Because man, there's nothing worse than getting going for the first hour of the day with a bad back. Ooh, that's a hard one. That one made a mess. I made a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
I painted the grapple with that one. I had mentioned earlier that I thought maybe we had a wooden handled one too. This is made by Forester, and it seems like it's a really heavy duty product. I've used it a couple of times last year. The only problem that the Log-Rite ones, you just kind of got to tap it and it sinks right in, and you give it a little twist and it comes right out. Where with this broad one, you really got to whack it in there, and it's not as easy to just kind of give it a little twist and have it come right out. So I do have this one, but I definitely prefer the Log-Rite style. Hey guys, the title of today's video is We're Doing It and So Can You. I just wanted to take a quick minute and explain what I mean. It's about our content. I've wanted to do this for about a year, and I have been terrified. I have tried to talk to the camera. I've been practicing and practicing and practicing, and just thought, oh my God, my voice, the way I look, the way I say everything that I've watched said the way that I'm creating content is going to be a channel killer. And then I watch people saying, don't script it, be raw, be emotional, be yourself, and that's what will create a channel. So I'm taking the chance. We're going to be raw. Nothing's scripted. Everything is off the cuff. And I guess my point was, I just did it. Kirsten's on board, Garrett's on board. I was the only one afraid to start, and last week or the week before we started, and I'm still nervous, but we got people to watch our stuff, and I thought, well, all right, that's not so bad. So I made another one, and now I'm making another one. And I just wanted to take a minute and tell you, if you're on the fence, just jump off, just start it. You'll get it. We're gonna get it eventually. You know, this morning, I worked on our intro. I like it because I made it. You know, is the audience gonna like it? I'm not sure, but I'm gonna use it until I get more knowledge of how to edit and get sound and movement and things like that into my editing. So that was all. I just wanted to tell you guys, just jump off the fence and start. Oh, look at the vulture. He wanted to photobomb us. But all right, guys, have a great day. We'll see you at the next one. In our future videos, if you hear me refer to spending the day with Jolene, this is exactly what I mean. This is me spending the day with Jolene.